We'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which this project is created, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. We would also like to pay our respects to the elders, past, present, and emerging.
Settle down and gather round for another tale. In the world of Nuadha, where time has carved and cultivated a magical utopia of wonder, a small group of adventurers unlock the deep mysteries of the land, its people, and themselves. Welcome to the Down Under Dungeon podcast.
In the chaos of battle, find your center, and from that place, wield your power with precision. I recite these words to myself silently, breathing deeply, feeling the rise and fall of my chest, just like I was taught in the Priory. The Priory, how distant it seems now, but still I try to adhere to the methods I was taught. My methods may be more unruly than that of Sister Yellen, however, I was taught to believe a sword would do more good in protecting those than a tattoo needle. And yet, I am now faced with a new challenge, a new power that I must learn to wield, of balance and control, just the way my superiors demanded, yet something I couldn't find in myself. I am still so confused. What is this spectral form fighting against my will? What does it mean? What purpose does it serve? I don't think it is trying to kill me, but I don't think it wants to help me either. A silent watcher of sorts. This guardian we fought under the Moongate is not the machinations of some new arcane power. No, this magic is old. It ebbs and flows with the seasons, being awoken from its dormant state on the last eve of summer. I cannot help but see this guardian like myself, and wonder if I could withstand an eternity at my post, an unending toil. I wonder what I would protect with such devotion. It chills me, like the blood pact struck by the witches in the coven, binding creatures and foes to their will. And although this new power is uncertain, I will face it the same way I have faced all other challenges, with courage. My party centers me with this. Reluctant at first, but the kindling of something like trust is building. Tomorrow I will seek answers. Tonight with my party, I will find peace. I know not what comes ahead, but this place has taught me to always be vigilant, watching, waiting, and on guard.
Okay, that's what we should do when we can't make it for a recording. We just lock Georgia in a room with a microphone and just let her go.
My stems are audio stems.
Literally. Honestly, they'll be like, and everyone go in there and say that whole parakeet from that coal mine.
Stop. Are they still going?
Yeah.
Still going. This episode goes for an hour and a half.
It's just him
We're not putting the acknowledgement of country on that one. Oh no!
Clear! Condensation!
Are we ready for a TPK?
No.
Yes.
Stop trying to bring us into the episode, Daniel. You're cutting our vibe.
Is that not what's meant to fucking happen right
I
now?
think that is just the intro.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, everybody.
New progressive, welcome back.
We're yapping.
Yap time.
Yeah, a week away has not done us well. We are not rested. Life is crazy, but that is okay.
I want to roll some dice.
Let us roll dice.
Let's just roll the dice anyway.
This
Stop
is
it.
Okay.
Go. Go.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
It was a D100 though.
Oh, shit.
What are you doing?
It wasn't told to me which dice I should roll.
What psychopath can you imagine? Like, yeah, let's roll dice. No one picks up a D1. Just rolls a D4, gets a 2, and it's like,
I wanted the biggest number.
Wait, D4 or D100?
D100.
Yeah.
I got a 50.
Slay. 50 on a D20, holy shit.
Yeah.
that is
Whoa.
that is the most bro thing you've ever done. I wanted the biggest.
Yes.
If I can't
I got it. So.
All right. Let's simmer down, everyone, including myself.
Yeah, so where were we? What happened?
What are we doing? Who are we?
You were all resting after a pretty terrifying battle underneath the moon gate.
Oh, yeah, shit.
Yeah, we almost died, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it didn't go well. Well, actually.
I think you guys handled yourself pretty well.
Yeah.
A lot of things came to pass, which is really good. Some of your subclass features are now starting to come forth in terms of the battle and how you guys negotiate the problem. Because with an audio podcast, it's more of a problem than a straightforward hack and slash.
Are you sitting there with the steamer?
Yeah. The dark
big theatre kid energy. I have one of those as well. So
This is Daniel.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I did feel
I know
a trickle down the cheek, razors from his chair.
you got the green Bosito steamer just tucked away in on a cupboard somewhere, and you're like, don't look at that. Shame.
I'm performing the God, I hope I get it. The chorus on choreography.
Oh, truly.
It's like an ancient, look at those ancient Russian ballerinas looking at her old pair of shoes. Some gay theatre kid looking at their voice steamer. Anyway,
So good for an audio format. Hell yeah.
where we left off was actually a bit frightening. At the end of the journey through the Sidewinder Canyon, the professor identified the possible area from which the artifacts were collected several months prior. You made your way through this fairly new chasm in the side of the Sidewinder Canyon, new in geological terms, and found yourself at this moon gate where you did battle with the moon gate guardian.
We crushed it.
Yeah, we won.
Yeah.
No one died.
Destroyed it.
Always a win.
Measurements of success are, did anyone die?
Yeah.
After the battle, you took some well-earned rest, albeit restless in terms of the wounds that you sustained from the battle, but on the first day of autumn, you awoke and removed the rest of the rubble from the opening into this strange complex that you have discovered. Again, the professor is twitching with anticipation. Is there anything you want to do before you head off?
Yeah, so what do we have? We have another week of travel.
Basically, yes. It's taken you a week to 2 days to descend into the canyon and 5 days to traverse along it. And now you are standing here with potentially another week's travel ahead of you.
Yeah, did anyone have anything to ask?
You are about to go into kind of like a tomb, essentially.
Okay.
Well, not a tomb, but catacombs, yeah.
Okay.
And underground.
I just didn't have the visual.
Think 1980s labyrinth, but underground.
Okay, incredible.
Yep.
Gorgeous.
So, what are you all doing to prepare before you enter? Louis.
I think Louis is kind of counting out the last couple of hard candy that she has left. I believe we're down to about 30. So she's making sure she has track of that.
A small 30.
Yeah, just a small 30.
Just like a mound of candies.
She's got a little pouch on her belt for it.
Just rummaging. So you're rummaging through, counting out 30 candies. That's so. What a grandma thing to do.
Truly. And I think she's just been doing some small, little sewing repairs and things like that, taking a moment of just sort of almost meditation in the fact of things are getting really weird. Lysandra's developed a whole shadow thing that's following her around, and considering the weird kind of magics we've been interacting with, she's not quite sure what to make of that. Everything's just getting a little all over the place, and I think Louis really realizing that she is completely out of her depth and out of her range of expertise by a long way. So as much as she's trying to put on a very good front and keep track of everyone, she's just kind of also using that check-in as a front for her own sense of lostness and concern around the darkness of stuff we're going towards.
So if she's concerned about her capacity and being in over her head, what is she thinking about the Jarl's proposal to stay in Lallentrude?
I don't know, because what drove her out of Hermitage was the fact that she was there a lot longer than she should have been. She is not meant to have been around this long, and the fact that the Jarl knows that, people here are going to work that out, and with whatever magics have been going around, she's not certain how safe she's going to be in terms of the penalties and things that are happening for that kind of stuff.
And what is she thinking about her condition in this moment now? Does she fear it? Is it something that worries her, or is it something that she's accepted?
I don't think she's accepted it. It's been going on for a long, long time, and I think she's still not quite set in it, which is why she hasn't found a position for it, why she's still searching. And I think I think she's scared of it. She's still scared of it.
Lysandra.
I think Lysandra in this moment, after resting peacefully enough, is checking over her weapons and her shield, making sure that everything is still intact and nothing is like damaged, putting her or her party at risk. And I think in this moment, she's thinking about the Guardian that they killed and thinking about what it's like to be a protector. And I think for the first time in probably a while, she feels like she has something to protect, and that's her party. And I think that almost scares her a little bit because it's responsibility.
I suppose you have been the almost default warrior of the group. You know, you weren't the one striding forward and accepting that role. It's just become a consequence of circumstance in that your comrades are not that way inclined. Do you take pride in your role, or is it something that you feel obliged or you're somehow tied to? And if so, what is tying you to that obligation of protection?
I think there's a bit of both pride in that sense of like being tied to it. I think the pride comes from knowing that these people have just sort of let her protect them. And then the obligation is from her training. And I think the experience she's had in the Priory has taught her to be devoted to a cause and to be devoted to protecting people. And these simply are just people that need protecting.
And has Lysandra turned her mind to the consequences if she fails in this task?
I think she has, but she's trying not to let it stay on her mind, knowing that there are so many other things out of her control. And the conversation that she had with Qwig about her shadow and the magic there, she's beginning to realise that things are all about control and balance. And if she lets everything get out of control, then everything is going to spiral. And she can't let that happen.
Qwig, what's our fairy friend doing to prepare?
Yeah. Qwig is deep back into research mode, but more magical research on his own practice, inspired, as Amber said, by his and Lysandra's conversation about shadows, but he's very much experimenting. He's going off the beaten track with his study, and he's trying to, work out the question of like, can shadows and light, interact physically with their environment and objects. So he's trying to essentially, take his study of like bending light and turn it into like pushing things by bending light well enough. Yeah, so he's really just like engrossed, and he's practicing, and you can see him casting illusions and trying really hard, and then going back to the drawing board and doing it again. Him trying to help Lysandra, he's kind of like gone off from like, oh, it's a spiritual issue or whatever, and he's trying to scientifically recreate the effect.
Right.
Is he trying to make his minor illusion like throw a rock or something?
Yeah. He's like creating illusions of things that would push something, and he's like, why isn't it pushing? He's like, there has to be a way.
It's like a PhD scientist in the wrong field.
Oh yeah, very much.
You know what I mean?
He's like, he said like, oh, I might be able to help you, but it's not his field.
He has the tools, not the knowledge base. Yeah, for sure. What is Qwig's perception of this world so far, this plane so far, in respects to the Feywild, in the sense that how does it differ? Is it lesser than? More than?
For the way Qwig's mind works, he very much likes the material realm because the rules can be broken down and understood easier. Because in the Fey Court, where magic and fundamental forces are controlled through emotion and spirit, things that he is not well versed in or doesn't have an innate understanding of, he's much more comfortable where he can create a rules-based understanding of things.
I suppose, yes, especially learning about the fundamental laws in magic and things like that. Like, there are guidelines, to these things, which I think is very interesting. I would say with those machinations and the fact that you can't tap into this kind of emotional, natural condition that Lysandra is under. And it's kind of reminding you of home in that sense and that kind of
very
brand
much
of magic. And so I will enable you to roll an intelligence check. Okay. Sorry, I know no one else got to roll, but this is actually very interesting.
That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. The fact, the first thing that just pops into your mind is, this has to be interplanar magic then. Feng!
No. Hey, what's up?
Sorry, you want to try that again? Feng!
Hey, what's up?
What's Feng doing to prepare?
Yeah, so Feng's probably pushing some more food through the holes on the lantern through to Promi and like, hey, are you okay in there, bud? Just making sure that Promi's all right. And then just thinking about like his kind of story and journey so far, reflecting on like how hesitant he was to use his magic at the beginning, thinking that he was stealing it. And now he's very much just leaning into it and going, oh, well, it seems like the world's either going to end or, start anew or something along those lines. And me and or Promi are, I guess, the harbingers of that or something. So may as well lean into it. I can't change it right now. Feng feels like he's a good person and that's all that matters.
Everyone thinks they're a good person.
What has Feng done that is bad? Tell me right now.
All right, then tell me 5 more.
But no, I think he's also just thinking about the prophecy, thinking about the fact that he has to find Merle, and he doesn't really have a point to start or even look at. So it's obviously not in his active thoughts all the time, but it's much more just like playing and nagging at the back of his mind, always like, oh, I've got to find Merle at some point. Oh shit, I don't even know where to go. I don't even know where to look. Maybe he's around that corner. Oh no, he's not there.
Okay, so as you guys prepare, you see Holly and the professor also preparing. Holly is tucking a knife into her boot, lacing up her leather breeches, and the professor is adjusting a monocle to her eye. And standing in the mouth of the open tunnel, the dewy morning light to your backs represents the only comfort to you in this moment. The consuming darkness in front of you is not in of itself threatening, but the ominous nothingness, combined with the eerie guardian that tried to harry your progress, leaves you with the feeling of not being welcome here. How would you like to proceed? Who's going first? What's your operation for navigating?
Do we need light, sorry?
I was going to say I'm going to light a candle so you can see.
I can also use Promi to give us 25 feet of light as well. But I mean, everyone having candles might not be a bad idea in case we get separated or something. Does it look like these tracks are kind of narrow and stuff in terms of we could end up getting split up?
This is
like, is this terrain, dangerous?
It's definitely difficult and unfamiliar terrain. I will also say that it's not a very broad tunnel. It's very narrow but high ceiling. So you will be operating single file here.
Okay.
There'll be no navigation checks. There'll be no investigation checks because you will be literally stuck in what appears to be a small culvert opening.
Maybe people will need their hands free then.
Yeah, if that's
just in
the case, I feel like Lysandra would probably step forward and take the lead so she can at least stop whatever comes towards them if anything runs towards them. She's the first person at the front, and then everyone else can help from behind.
Feng can probably go second so that the light from Promi is coming from the second person, I guess, in the line, and then that way we at least get 20-ish feet in front of us.
You see that Holly raises an eyebrow and says, surely the professor should go first. No, she's the one with the expertise.
Yeah, but what happens if something attacks her and then we're all behind her and can't protect her?
Are you scared of ghosts, are you, Feng?
Maybe a little bit.
Do we know exactly how far this goes? Are we sure it's not going to lead us to just a dead end in this cavern?
You see the professor's already looking over your shoulder, and she's like, potentially, I don't know, let's go in, let's see, whatever it is. I mean, endless, boundless opportunities ahead.
Feng will probably just turn to everyone and go, we're meant to be protection, so I still feel like we should have the professor in the middle at least.
Well, I was going to say that I really think we should go first and the professor should be protected. That's part of our main responsibility here.
Yeah, sorry, Professor, I think you need to go in the middle.
Make a persuasion check.
Feng or Lysandra?
I'm going to say you can have advantage, but your persuasion is against Holly, not the professor.
Okay. Who's rolling, Feng or Lysandra?
You can choose between you two.
Mine's +1.
Yeah, you do. Mine's a +0.
Okay. 12.
Wait, don't you get it?
I get advantage. Shit. Oh, dirty 20.
Woo!
You see, Holly studies you for a moment, Feng, and says, well, I suppose you will hide for your expertise. Very well. I'll take the rear, I guess.
Someone keep an eye on her.
I go next. Qwig will go next to the professor in the middle.
So that Louis is separating you and Holly.
Exactly.
This when you sit Grandma in the back of the car between the two kids that always fight, and she's just like, "Come on, kids, sit down, sit down."
You see, Holly is not happy with this arrangement at all.
Holly, even though you're at the back, can you just make sure Grandma over here is looked after?
Grandma, who are you calling Grandma? I've still got some legs on me. Come on.
Not for long. Okay.
Oh my God.
It's not a threat.
It's not a threat.
It's not a threat. I'm not a sword.
A DM just...
You'll take my legs over like combat money.
Oh, my dead body. Bury you in hard candy before you do a thing to me.
As you proceed, Feng holds up his lantern and gives enough light for the party to proceed. The professor adjusts the monocle to her brow as you walk into the ruins and immediately pulls out a small collapsible ruler, beginning to take measurements of the tunnel in front of you. She takes out these weird little metal trinkets and starts taking small samples of the stone and dust and starts squirreling them into these small glass ampules. One early discovery you do make as you start to make your way deeper is a large stone plinth upon one of the walls. And after completing a charcoal rubbing, the professor was able to deduce the existence of a calendar of some sorts. Ooh. One representing a 9-month cycle with a date turning into a palm tree. Interestingly, you would immediately know that 9 months is also the gestation period for humanoid children. Mm-hmm. After a while, the
Wait, date? Sorry. Date as in like...
The fruit.
Yeah, okay, I was like...
I was going to say, yeah.
I needed to make sure.
Yeah.
After a while and studying the rubbings, the professor turns to you and in the eerie shadow says, this construction is similar to that of Valodruid, but much less crude, almost artisanal, you could say. Whomever resided here was clearly at least humanoid in size, unless we were in some kind of service tunnel. Could there be an underclass here? Class agitation? Downright subjugation? Oh, I quiver at the thought. I'm sure Professor Burnside would have some novel hypothesis on all of this. And you see, like, she visibly starts, like, foaming at the mouth.
Oh my god.
Oh gosh.
Professor, can you come down, please?
Professor, it would be best if we, keep our voices down a bit, Don't know what else is down here.
You see she sniffs the air at this and says, Qwig, can't you smell it? This air hasn't been disturbed in centuries.
Qwig lifts his nose.
Make a perception check and do some
that would be an 11.
11?
What do I smell?
It's nasty. Yeah. So this is how we're going to move forward. We are going to get everyone to roll a survival check here, and we will take the aggregate average of it. This isn't going to be nice, no offense, Feng. This isn't going to be nicey druid taking you through the wilderness.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's where you're wrong, Chief.
This is unfamiliar territory to all of you. However, we will still be rolling survival checks, so that will still help having Feng in your party. So it is going to take 2 days to reach your next destination here. The DCs are high. Failed DCs won't only be a loss of rations, but it'll be a loss of days.
Okay.
Moving forward with rations as well, we will be establishing some home brew rules. You can go 1 day plus your constitution modifier without eating before you start taking points in your constitution score and levels of exhaustion. So it's not dire if you run out of food, but there's also the return journey to think about. So you do have to be very careful in these next couple of days. If you want to get advantage on your survival checks, if you're really not making them, you can forego and take an extra encounter for the day.
Should we do that if we become desperate?
Probably.
Yeah.
Let's just start out normally.
Yeah.
We'll start normally.
Okay, gang. Hands in and survival check.
Go!
Ah.
Oh, shit.
Oh no.
Yeah, great, hey.
Oh, yeah.
Nailed it.
Is that copyright? All right, what did everyone get?
10.
Qwig got a 6.
Lysandra got a 9.
Feng also got a 9.
Well, I could do the average on that maths, but it's still an average fail. So I'm going to need someone to roll 2 d4s for me.
I'll do it.
On your first day.
2 2s.
2 2s. Can you re-roll one of those 2s?
Fine. Gives another 2.
Oh my god.
1.
Okay.
1 2.
3, 4.
But it was 2 2s.
It was actually
Right,
3 2s.
3 2s.
2 2s by ballerinas.
As you descend further and further into the undercroft, passing rows and rows of burial chambers, you start to discover crypts representing rows and rows of open-ended burial sites, whereby long dead and decayed bodies lie. The bones are black and almost aerated with what appears to be tiny holes, and when the professor extends a hand to touch one of these, they disintegrate into a fine black powder,
Ooh.
which she immediately scrapes up into a tube and puts it on.
Professor, we don't have.
She turns around and you see she looks rabid. Like
I jump back.
her kitsune eyes in like the darkened in the dim light are really adjusting. Like she's in her environment now, and it's almost like the Holly's like. It almost seems like Holly's just put her on a long leash and has just let her go.
Look at those little backpacks.
I don't think I should say that's offensive for a dog humanoid, but I'm going to power through that.
Feng just asks Holly, does she do this often?
You see, she goes, "This is make an insight check here."
Nat 20.
Whoa, nice.
I'll roll her deception.
Fuck, I roll well on this podcast sometimes.
That's a fail. You see, she says, "Oh, I've been on many expeditions with the professor, so this is pretty part and parcel, of course." And you straight up know she's lying.
Does Feng get the sense that the professor is being manipulated in some like spiritual way?
No, not with that insight check.
But the professor's never acted like this before.
I'm sorry,
Or she's never been on an expedition.
you don't get the sense that she's being possessed or controlled. You just think that this is like a pig in shit.
Okay.
Yeah?
But Holly hasn't seen that?
Well, maybe she hasn't been on expeditions before with her. She said many expeditions, so maybe that was the lie.
I will enable you, Feng, or for Qwig, either of you can make either a nature or an investigation check.
Quick, you do it.
I shall try investigation, and I shall get a 22.
Oh, that was a DC 20.
Hey.
Nice.
Hey.
As you kind of peer over the professor and just kind of like put your the tip of your wand into this dust and kind of this bone dust. And
Yes,
kind of
actually,
like,
we don't need to touch it with our hands.
you do see something catches the light in the dust, and you extract what appears to be a fine, shimmering silver wing from some kind of insect.
Could I tell what kind of insect?
You can give me a nature check.
All right. That's gonna be a 10.
Nope. You kind of like do a thing where you like hold it up to your own wings. It's kind of the same.
Yeah, I know. That's my first frame of reference. I'm like, not a dragonfly.
It does have that tinge of like gossamer to it, but apart from that, it's a completely different structure. It almost looks like these wings are secondary, almost like they weren't their primary use of function for this creature. That's the intelligence, what you get from that.
Gotcha.
Long wing, small wing.
Tiny, probably about the size of your fingernail.
Oh, okay.
An itty little bitty dragon.
A gossamer dragon.
Oh wait, what has secondary wings? Is it a wormling or a dragon, or which one is it?
Well, my thought is that I don't know if Qwig thinks that with his nature role, but like fairy wings are kind of secondary.
Right.
They don't use them, so maybe like a very small fey creature.
Right.
Well, I don't know.
As you continue, these crypts spread out in a very geometric pattern, almost like a chessboard, and it becomes very confusing. And with those poor survival checks, you do burn an extra day here. So you are a day behind, and you have used an extra pack of rations to compensate. For your second encounter...
Shit. Is that what you said?
Shit, here we go again.
Louis,
Hi.
on the second day, you awaken to a familiar soft hum that you've definitely heard before, but your old rattled synapses just can't clam together in order to figure out where you've heard it before. Roll me a history check with advantage.
Oh, with advantage, thank you.
Relearning.
That's a 14 on the dice plus 3, so 17.
17.
Nice.
The familiar soft hum you heard in Jarl Scruff's keep begins to waft through these tunnels. In the stale air, the notes are almost tangible as they hit you. In discovering their origin, you see similar fluted stone chimneys, dangling from the ceiling, bringing fresh air and a soothing melody to these eternal dead at rest.
As soon as Louis realizes this, she'll turn to the group and be like, well, this is definitely connected to the Laladrid structures, at least where Jarl Scruff had set up his compound. See those little fluty-like things up on the ceiling? I don't know if anyone else can hear that little melody. That's the same thing that was all throughout his keep, all throughout those buildings in the city.
Oh my god, imagine we couldn't hear it and it's just Louis hearing it.
I'm just hallucinating.
Yep. Crazy.
Could we hear it, DM?
And you just hear something behind you.
Wait, what's happening?
Almost like someone called your name.
Hello?
No one's there.
Can I recognize the voice?
Just empty darkness, Louis.
What's she doing?
I don't know what's going on.
So, day 2.
Oh my god, no!
As you continue the morning, Louis, things just don't feel right with you. Towards a large columned archway, indicating an intersection between different crypts in the catacombs, you find the remains of a struggle long ago. Tattered and limp armours are strewn about the passageway, with only sandals and the soles of boots indicating the several persons who met their fate here. Now, you can make an investigation check, or you can ask one of your friends to help you.
So there's a struggle that's at this intersection. I'm not sure. People are probably much more well-versed in fight history than me. If anyone wants to take a look.
I'll come have a look with you.
Lysandra, give me an investigation check. Are you proficient in investigation?
I am.
Good old bard, you can have advantage as the help action, if you'd want to give it to him.
Of course I do.
Thank you.
Slip a little hard candy in your pocket. Good luck.
Me and my -1 to investigation.
Is it -1? I have +2.
Well,
Can we...
I am
Can I
Are you
ask?
proficient?
No.
No, I want her to make this.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's an 8.
Okay. Like, honestly, Amber, for you, not bad.
yeah.
Like, I'm happy. At least
higher than any initiative roll you've ever made.
You see Amber flies down onto the scene with super speed.
That's why it's me.
Amber breaks the fourth, jumps from the other side.
Steel chair.
Now that's definitely copyright. Okay, alright, simmer down. Even with that 8, you are familiar with, like, the garb of warriors, yeah? You expect to see doublets, pauldrons, all of that. It's all tatters of these ancient garb. However, you do see some tatterings of this cape in this deep green material.
Ooh. I think Lysandra would begin to dig around to see if there's like any more traces of it.
You see there are other kind of fabrics, but they have kind of been exposed to the air and the dye is long dried and the material is kind of like desiccated and kind of no longer has any resemblance that you would be able to tell what it is. But you do find an arrowhead as well. Several arrowheads. The occasional knuckle bone or skull fragment. And you remember the books and the drawings that the witches used to do in the caves and the marshes. And the very distinctive way in which they drew arrowheads. And that was with their old stories of the wood elves. And you know that this is a wood elf arrow.
Ooh, interesting.
Roll me a history check on the wood elves.
You can do it.
Yeah, with my -1 to history, that's a 3.
Oh,
Like, statistically, I just
Yeah, but
study to be done.
what do I do here? No. Lysandra, you had a very traumatic childhood and you immediately start to repress those emotions. And all of that vanishes from mind as you just don't even allow your brain to go there because you are on, you're in protection mode here.
I think she would stash a few of the arrowheads for later, but wouldn't look into it any further.
Okay.
Louis turns to Lysandra. What'd you find? What'd you see?
There's this piece of fabric, maybe, I don't know, it might have been a cloak or something like that, and these arrowheads, they look familiar, but I'm not too sure where from.
Strange. Is anything familiar to me, or is it kind of all we're gonna get from that?
You can get a history check or an investigation check.
Okay. Fucking natural one, never mind.
Ooh.
Zero clue. And with your eyes in this darkness...
She broke her spectacles long ago. I think she's just gonna call the professor up and be like, Professor Caressa, this is in your wheelhouse. We found some stuff.
Immediately she reaches over and snatches it, puts it to her face.
Professor, you don't need to sniff directly.
Okay.
And she says, oh, that's wood elf. Yeah, definitely wood elf.
Feng totally gets it. He kind of sniffs and licks the ground. So if that's how she learns, that's how she learns. Don't judge her.
And she's like, you see, she immediately looks further down the hallway as almost just like if a wood elf was actually going to appear around the corner. You all know from the history of Nuadha that the wood elves were largely considered the indigenous population.
Do we all know?
Except, I would say yes in the Starlight
I was talking about
Conservatory.
Lysandra.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Lysandra, I'm explaining, in this scene, I'm explaining the exposition to you, and Lysandra's there with, drool. Completely, the professor explains and gives you a refresher. How about that?
Crazy.
But the Wood Elves were considered the oldest and indigenous population to Nuadha before the cataclysm and the rending of all the different planes and all the different people that then came to Nuadha. However, this place is way older than that civilization, and it mysteriously disappeared after some event a couple of thousand years ago. There was a lot of speculation about what happened, but most of the consensus points to a great fire that burned the Wood Elves out of their homelands, and the remaining of that is the dwindling wood which rests on the spine of Nuadha.
A big fire doesn't sound that bad.
No, not to some among us.
Great fire to electric boogaloo.
But you see immediately the professor, it's like catnip. She's hypothesizing, who do these belong to? Is this another Wood Elven city? I didn't think they had establishments out this far. We've never done this before. Maybe it's like some older or a Genesis race. We don't even know.
I think as we're all standing here and the professor is going crazy, Lysandra will just pull out one of the arrowheads and just hand it over and won't say anything. We'll just look at the professor.
You see, she takes the silvered arrowhead and blows on it and holds it up to her ear that twitches, and she says, yeah, that's definitely pure silver. Look at the demarcations on the side. It's literally crafted into a rose's thorn. And you see she pricks herself on it and it's still sharp.
That's the third silvered object we've seen.
You are now on day 2. I'm going to need another survival check from all of you.
Very quickly, just before we do that, actually, did it look like people had moved through that last location that we just were? Like, we found a couple objects, but did it seem like there was footsteps or people had moved through that place anytime recently?
No.
Okay.
You have long come to the conclusion that you were the first people in here for a long time.
Okay, I was just seeing if we needed to be stealthy, but it doesn't seem like it.
All right, let's give another survival check. Unless you want to have advantage and not waste a day, but have 2 encounters. It is up to you.
Let's just roll today and see what happens. We've still got a few days.
I'm that desperate. And of course, we're going to nail this survival check.
I'm going to use a luck point
Nice.
because that was not good. That's vaguely better. I will take it. That brings that for survival up to a 10.
Louis got a 10.
Louis got a 10.
Quig got a 15.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Lysandra.
The curse is broken, everyone. Lysandra got an 18.
Oh my god, you got higher than Feng.
Didn't want to hear that. I yelled so loud I burped. Okay, in the recording. But it's in there now.
It's in.
18. Well done. And sorry, Feng, what did you get?
Feng got a 16.
16.
Okay.
Okay, that is a pass for day 2. Well
Thank you.
done.
Guys, we did it.
So you still have an encounter, but you will not lose any time. So take away 1 ration for the day, and let's have our encounter.
Amber, you roll.
It's a D4, please.
Thank you for reminding me. I was just about to ask. 3.
Okay.
We're probably going to get all of them.
Hieroglyphs and regimented parallel grooves adorn the entries of the mausoleums. There are many strange pictographs showing beings with many arms and eyes. For those at home, biblically accurate ages. Think that. But also more familiar ones like the date palm, vultures, the twin moons, even water sprites, great ferns and flowers, and small abstract drawings that appear to be mappings of the constellations. I would like you to nominate someone to make a wisdom check for me.
I have one question. You said water sprites?
Yeah.
What do their wings look like?
Oh, fuck, dude. Why?
I'm comparing to the little wing.
Oh, sorry. I was like, oh my god, I didn't look up water sprites before this. He's absolutely fucked me. No.
Oh,
No.
Cool. I'm no.
Yeah, nominate someone to make a wisdom check here.
I guess I should probably.
Hey, Feng.
Yeah.
The professor will give you advantage on this as she's making rubbings of all these hieroglyphs.
Sick. Okay. 15.
15. With the 15, you all take a moment. The professor really helps Feng in identifying different, insects that are being depicted, as well as flora and fauna. And soon they become sensible to the extent where the professor begins to theorize what these hieroglyphs may be. She comes to the conclusion that this civilization kept their dead closer to the surface so that they may return to the land and sky. They believed spirits from the catacomb would walk out and through the moon gate to be reborn in the cycle.
The moon gate.
That the Guardian came from.
Yes. And it's similar magic to the creatures we saw at the ritual.
And we just saw a room full of dead bodies that turned to dust, and they probably came through the moon gate, and were in that Arcanite ritual. That was those things coming out of the ground.
And
that was them.
Maybe they were put down with silver.
Yep.
Puzzle pieces.
You arrive at the end of the second day. You're still a day behind, however, so you will still need to make 1 more check to make your way through these catacombs for your next day. There's only 1 encounter left, so you will hit this, but it is whether or not you make the check on whether or not you will lose a day and rations go. So when you're ready, if I can get another survival check.
Let's do it. We got this, team.
Let's go.
Thing.
An 8. I rolled a 2.
Lysandra.
Oh, the curse is back. I got 10.
Qwig.
Also a 10.
Louis.
I got a 17.
Hey.
I roll well, everyone else rolls bad.
Yeah.
I roll bad, everyone else rolls well.
Close, but no cigar, unfortunately, so you will lose another day, so cross those rations off your list.
I think Lysandra and Feng are out of rations.
Yeah, I've got a feeling we are.
I have 1 day left.
Yeah, Louis and Qwig have a day left.
Oh, yeah.
Feng will probably use this moment to tell the professor and Holly, oh no, anyone else run out of food, or I just been eating a lot? Like, can someone tell me?
You see, Holly and the professor are just eating their rations, completely oblivious to all of your cause, and Holly kind of raises an eyebrow and says, "You've gone through your rations?"
Yeah, I thought I had enough to get us through this trip, but I think I was lied to somewhere along the way.
Wait, but you're professionals. We brought you on for this.
Oh, I didn't know that included rations. I could sort that out, don't worry.
I mean, we provided you with some rations.
Yes, they're gone. Feng can't lie.
You see...
Have I been eating a lot? Do I need to watch my weight?
No, you're withering away. You need to eat more.
Actually, Feng has the Outlander background. As a part of the Outlander background, you can always find fresh food and water for yourself and 5 others if it's available in the area.
If it's available in the area.
But if it's available, I can find it. So, is there any?
I'm going to say this is...
And
Yeah, can I scrounge up enough, like, bugs
the
and...
rats. They're everywhere. It's a real problem. Not for us.
Tell me when I got to roll, DM.
This is actually serendipitous for the encounter for today. So as Ben, you lift your nose to the air and desperately try and search out for any type of existence in this place. And while you can't smell any sources of food, you do get the whiff of water. And where there's water, there's usually life.
Yeah, if everyone just follows me this way, I smell some... Is it fresh water?
Didn't say fresh.
No? That's why I've shifted into my Daniel voice.
They smell some yummy, fresh, drinkable water.
Yeah.
Full of life.
Feng will just be like, yeah, everyone follow this way. I smell water. It doesn't smell very good from what I can tell. But, maybe there's something else around that we can find.
The hallway breaks off to a narrow alcove, bedecked with a carved stone facade of fruits, flowers, skulls, and bats.
Ooh.
Beyond winds a tight spiral stone staircase, descending into the murkiness. And unbelievably, you hear from this place the slow drip, drip, drip of water. Do you follow the staircase?
Just as Georgia here, I love a spiral staircase. Can we just shout out spiral
They're
staircases
so good.
for a moment?
I always feel like I'm just meant to climb them. Like,
They're so good. Anyway, sorry.
wait, did you say there was like fruits and stuff?
Yeah, among skulls and bats.
On a mosaic.
Oh, on a mosaic. Okay.
Yes, carvings.
Sorry, was that not clear?
No, I just missed it.
Okay.
Because
I don't know if it's anyone else, but I'm getting severe PTSD from the sewers.
I was getting sewer
I was going
vibes.
to ask you when we were in the mausoleum about the crystal that you found, the
Who are
thingy.
you asking?
I wasn't sure if we were talking on mic.
Neither am I.
Yeah, one of you needs to decide whether you're talking on mic or not.
I don't know if that was on mic. I'm questioning everything.
100% on
Are we
mine.
even recording right now?
Okay, sillies. Let's
Sorry.
go.
Yeah, I suppose we'll probably follow the dripping and climb the staircase.
Descending.
Descend the staircase. Fuck me today. I'm so...
Daniel, we can't do that on the podcast. We've already...
Actually going to say that to Emerson's job.
We've established... No! Descending the immaculate stone stairs, your footsteps ominously echo up behind you, at the base of which rests a small dais. Upon this dais rests what appears to be a well, the drip coming from a deep within its depths. The well is accented with a similar motif as the alcove above, but 2 prominent hieroglyphs repeat themselves around the lip of the well. An acorn and a thistle. The professor rushes forward to the well and beckons for some light.
I light from my wand.
You see she goes to grab your wand to drop it down the well to see how far it goes. I'm going to need a opposed athletics check.
Please! Can I acrobatics?
No, you may not.
Can I give him the help action?
No, you may not.
Damn it.
I'm really warming up my die. Oh, okay. Athletics, you say?
She's got commoner stats.
Great. I think athletics, you say? So that is a 17.
Oh my god.
Down from a roll of an 18.
You see, like, a cat that's got into the pantry. You, like, rip the wand from her hand and almost, like, shoo her away with it. But as you cast the light down the well... as the light casts down the well, you see the glint of what appears to be several ancient coins glistening at the bottom.
Oh, Professor, there are coins down the well. Go.
Don't.
I got very protective of my wands. Very protective of my wands. Go, look, over there.
You see the professor kind of like steels herself, tries to regain a sense of dignity and stands up a little bit and says, "No, that's fine. I don't need to go fetch, thank you, Qwig. It seems that this is some kind of wishing well."
Should we make a wish? Abide by traditions? I don't know.
Yeah, why not?
You see Holly sits down and crosses her legs and say, "This is not an expedition expense, so you're going to have to use your own money."
That's fine, I got money to burn.
While people were talking about putting money into the well, Qwig pipes up and says, "So I guess it would be bad luck to take coins out of the well."
That's usually how folktales go. Yeah, when there's a thing that you put things into, you don't usually take them out of it. Doesn't go well.
Qwig, you've never heard anything like this in the Feng court. This is nonsense.
Professor, we've been picking up things this whole time, putting them in our orifices or something.
Oh my god!
She's been sniffing everything, and now she's looking at these coins going, wishing well. Like,
You see Holly looks over and says, "Qwig, that is not a good enough excuse to use the word orifice."
I'm so good.
I don't know. Daniel's thinking, like, definitely don't take anything out of this well, but then Feng's also just like, oh, you know, I kind of, like, got a prophecy of doom, so, like, what's the worst that could happen?
I will say, Jeremy, me as a DM went, I didn't think about that. So roll the dice with that.
I think Louis is gonna step up and be like, okay, I'm going to take the reins here as the storyteller person and the oldest person in the party. We are not reaching into ancient wells and taking things that are probably blessed out of them. That seems like a bad idea.
What if we disguised ourselves kind of like the Arcanite ritual with the
What if it blames someone else for taking it out? Whoever or whatever may be watching us.
Do you want to be cursed?
No.
Can we
I already am.
Let's just check the well for magic before we do anything if we're going to start experimenting.
Maybe they're just magic coins and someone dropped down a well and then...
Big Wellen,
Okay.
please just check the magic.
Let's do your thing first.
Alright, let's make some wishes.
I take a copper and I throw it in the well.
Oh, before you cast Detect Magic on it. Sick, roll me a d20.
Okay.
Oh no.
I was just about to ask if we have 10 minutes for me to cast Detect Magic. But the copper is going down the well.
That's apparently, you guys look like you wanted me to do something.
No,
so I did something.
That's good.
What
I did say
I'm rolling just a d20, right?
Just roll it and tell me what you get.
Flat, alright. Natural 20s.
Oh my god, are you actually kidding me?
I'm not, fucking look! Fucking look!
Yeah, it's there.
It's there.
I'm not touching it.
what I'm
I rolled a natural 20.
Oh my god, okay.
We win?
Did I break the game? Did I break Emerson?
We win the campaign?
Is M dead?
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
The DM is freaking out.
Hold on, this wasn't supposed to happen.
What the fuck's about to
This
happen?
wasn't supposed to happen.
Well, then don't put it in the session.
Well, I was like, if they crit here, this would be cool.
I crit.
Okay.
What happens?
I'm not going to tell you what happens.
Oh shit.
With the well, but for critting, you hear that voice behind you again, and almost like you feel this resolve and strength inside you, and you hear this like voice coming up in the well, and as you look over, you kind of like feel your hands grip tightly under the well as this kind of emanation is taking over you, and your lowest ability score is increased by 2.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit.
Oh my god, it's a...
Oh my god, she's dexterous.
That's finally starting to believe.
Louis stands up a little straighter, her hip clicks back into place.
Literally,
like full exorcist.
you just felt like you had 2 hip replacements.
The sword that you're like holding onto just like drops and falls.
Yeah, I think she Louis removes her hands from the edge of this well, just kind of looks around for that voice again and just goes, did anyone else get anything weird from that? Because I just feel like I've had about some kind of burst of energy.
Oh, I could go for one of these right now. And Feng tosses in a gold.
Oh my god.
Gold!
Yeah. Roll me a d20.
Think about how much more powerful it will be if you put a gold coin in.
16.
Okay.
Lame. I don't know.
You lose 2 to your highest.
Yeah, it's a really small margin of error with this one.
Anyone else wants to throw a coin in?
Yeah, I'm going for it. Qwig will do it.
I guess Lysandra should do it as well then.
Oh, God.
I got a 3.
I'm not looking forward to this. What is it?
I'm one with the I've got the magic in me. That.
Amber also rolled a 3.
High five. Let's go. Yeah.
Standard.
As you all throw your contributions down the well, the sound of metal on stone and then the very far of the stone hitting the water, of the coin hitting the water, and then nothingness and peace. And for a split moment, you all are just standing around a well, looking at each other. And that's where we'll end our session.
Oh gosh.
That was incredible.
Fuck are you looking at?
Louis, the new woman.
I cannot believe that, Louis. I literally went full lols if they crit, something cool happens. That's literally what I put down there.
Oh, shit.
Oh, look at this +1 initiative. That's crazy.
Oh my god, you've got the same initiative as the fighter!
Oh my God!
Oh my god!
Literally my dexterity was a 7. It's now gone to a 9. So I now have +1 to initiative and a 12 armor class at level 4.
Whoa.
As a old elderly woman. Listen, she can take a hit now, I guess. Or she can jump a hit, I guess.
You did say Louis had been walking so much, so I guess now, like, she has.
She's been
done a
on that jazzercise, man.
Yeah.
Shameless plugs this week.
Yeah, who's got?
So, selfless plug for today. I recently saw that there has been an announcement for Shrek 5.
Oh my god!
It's about... Okay.
As much as I hope it is good, I really want people to take a step back and just go, and instead of that, go and watch Holding Out for a Hero and Shrek 2.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Just that moment.
You're saying it like I ever stopped.
Thank you.
Shrek
still
2 is
going.
the greatest film I think ever
It is.
created.
It is.
Yeah.
It's the best Shrek movie by far.
Mommy? Mommy?
But, however, I did also find out that that song has been removed from streaming platforms.
No.
Escandalo.
So, I want everybody to take a moment, go and find it, and then listen to it.
I think we need to petition Spotify.
Petition Spotify.
Someone start a
Yeah.
petition.
The reason why I think is because that specific song has Jennifer Saunders, Antonio Banderas, and Eddie Murphy singing. I just don't think that Spotify's like, we're not paying the royalties to make it.
It's art. They deserve it.
It is more than art. It was a cultural moment, I think.
Cultural moment that kids these days have not had, and
Kids these
Look, as a Star Wars fan, I do
Educate them.
not say this lightly as a Star Wars fan, but Shrek 2 is what Empire Strikes Back is to New Hope. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
say it. I'm just gonna say it.
I actually think that they should like create a new metric of film success and its measurement against Shrek 2.
Yes,
and it's
yes.
like, how equivalent to Shrek 2 are you? And it's almost like 2.5 Shrek 2s. And
I
you
think,
like,
I think
work it out.
especially in terms of sequels,
Yeah.
this is the big issue, is that why are we making another sequel?
Right.
Why did any film ever have a sequel after Shrek 2? Because was it worth it?
It was not worth it.
Hollywood fucking loves a sequel.
But they should have stopped after
Holly?
Shrek 2.
Hollywood.
Holly.
Did I say Holly?
Holly would love a sequel.
We're talking about Holly in the campaign.
Oh yeah, her name is Hollywood. That's kind of
Wood.
and then Hollywood.
He's a drag
Holly
queen.
greenlit Shrek the Third, and it's like...
That is the most slanderous thing you've said.
She turned the king into
Oh my
a frog.
god.
Anyway, so everyone, your homework for this week is start a petition to
Start a
bring...
petition to
No. What they have to do is first go like and subscribe to our Instagram
yes.
at Down Under Dungeon Pod, and then straight after, no breaks, get on your email and email Spotify that they need to get the original Holding Out for a Hero, not Bonnie Tyler.
not the original.
No,
No.
we want
The real
Jennifer
one.
Saunders back. I need it, and you don't understand how much I need it. And
I think it was part of my gay awakening.
Oh, 100%.
Sweetheart, you're still awakening.
So he's waking up. Part of it, he's
He's a
half
sleepy,
asleep.
sleepy boy. Alright, see you next week.
Good night.
Bye.